really loved our young people, you know, and I can remember him filming so respectfully in the creation of Shelter.
A filmmaker who spent nearly a year in New Orleans to tell stories of homeless youth was killed by Russian troops. Good evening and thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm Cherise Gibson.
And I'm Katie Moore. Brent Renaud was in Ukraine working on a project focused on the global refugee crisis.
He was killed yesterday when Russian troops opened fire, according to Ukrainian police. Erica Ferrando spoke with those he impacted through his documentary of the Covenant House in New Orleans. She joins us live now. Erica.
Brent Renaud spent 9 months in New Orleans back in 2015 filming a documentary called Shelter. It highlights the homeless teens in the city while talking about their struggles and as they seek help here at the Covenant House. Today, I spoke with the former director of the Covenant House and a teen that Renaud featured.
This is practically the only thing I've got.
At 17, Matthew Sears found a new home at the Covenant House.
My mom and stepdad just kind of didn't want me around anymore, so they sent me there.
He's 24 now and doing well, but during some of his darkest days, he remembers this journalist with a camera in hand walking through the Covenant House doors.
One day, like, him and his brother just showed up.
In 2015, Peabody Award-winning filmmakers Brent and Craig Renaud spent 9 months capturing real, raw stories of homeless youth in New Orleans. Sears was one of the youth featured in the 20-minute long documentary called Shelter. He remembers Brent well.
He was like a really nice guy. Like, even after the documentary was being filmed, he would always come check up on me at work, see how I was doing.
He wanted people to know a fuller sense of humanity.
Jim Kelly was the director of the Covenant House at the time and worked closely with the Renaud brothers.
They fell in love with our young people, and they captured their goodness, their beauty. They captured how brave they are.
Brent Renaud spent decades covering war in Afghanistan, Iraq, and crisis around the world. Recently, he's been in Ukraine covering the global refugee crisis, according to Time. He was with another American filmmaker, Juan Arredondo, who said they were driving to film refugees leaving Ukraine when they heard shots.
We crossed a checkpoint and they start shooting at us.
Ukrainian police said Russian forces shot the journalist outside Kyiv. From a hospital, Arredondo said he and Renaud were split up.
And he's been shot and left behind.
And how is he?
I don't know. I don't know.
Brent Renaud died at 50 years old.
How senseless, how tragic. You know, he's not going to be around to continue to tell stories about all those people on the fringes.
Kelly called Renaud a person of grace.
It's grown beyond our dreams.
Who respected the youth in New Orleans in the way he captured their stories in the documentary.
We showed it to our young people. And he got the highest compliment he could. And that was, they said it was real.
Very compassionate about people that, didn't really have a voice at the time.
Renaud received an award for Shelter at the New Orleans Film Festival. It now has nearly 5 million views on YouTube. Erica Ferrando, Eyewitness News.